How the Buffalo Bills will showcase their offseason upgrades versus the LA Rams in Week 1. Hey Bills Mafia, welcome to my channel, Bills News Consolidated. In this video, we are going to compare the Buffalo Bills roster to the LA Rams roster. I'm going to discuss specific matchups no one is talking about, and I'm going to reveal exactly how I think this game is going to be playing out. Week 1 should answer a ton of questions such as Von Miller, what he's going to bring to this team, what Gabe Davis being the number 2 wide receiver is going to look like, Tremaine Edmunds being in a contract year, and no Trey White. Well, Bills Mafia, let's get into this matchup where Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills look to hit the ground running in 2022. Now, the biggest improvement the Buffalo Bills made this offseason was to our defensive line, signing Von Miller, Jordan Phillips, Shaq Lawson, Tim Settle, and Daquan Jones. What could be the most improved area on the Buffalo Bills in 2022 is going against the weakest position group of the LA Rams in their offensive line. LA Rams lost their starting left tackle from last year, Andrew Whitworth, to retirement, and starting right guard, Andrew Corbett, to free agency. Put together a picture here that clearly shows the Buffalo Bills defensive line group going against the LA Rams offensive line. And I really think this is a huge advantage for the Buffalo Bills, and as we all know as Bills fans, the rotation that we have. So we're going to mix and match most likely all of these players that we see here, but really their starting left tackle is 67 overall, their starting left guard is 76 overall, center is 72 overall, right guard is 67 overall, and their right tackle is 86 overall. Von Miller, we already spoke about it, but he is going to line up all over that defensive line. Obviously, on the right side, on the left side, Ed Oliver and all these guys could really have a huge game going against what seems to be a weak offensive line for the LA Rams. They lost 2 starters from last year. The Buffalo Bills put a lot into this defensive line during free agency, as well as just the standard progression from Boogie Basham, Greg Rousseau, even Ed Oliver, and then free agent signings like Jordan Phillips, Tim Settle, Daquan Jones, Shaq Lawson, Von Miller, AJ Epinesa is coming along too. Here you can see the ratings for the Buffalo Bills offensive line. Deion Dawkins 84, Roger Saffold 79, Mitch Morris is 80, Ryan Bates at 70, and then Spencer Brown is going to be starting right tackle at 69, although David Quessenberry 74 overall. Now, I do believe the Bills have an advantage with this offensive line, especially when it comes to running the football against the LA Rams. This is the LA Rams defense, a 3-4 defense, and obviously Aaron Donald, one of the best players in the NFL, Ashawn Robinson and Greg Gaines. You can see their ratings there. Other than Aaron Donald, they're pretty average players. I mean, they're not to the level of an Aaron Donald by any means. So their front 3 guys in that 3-4 scheme, I think technically is a little bit weak, especially against the run. Statistically, 3-4 defenses give up yardage to the run. There's not a lot of plays in the backfield when playing in a 3-4 defense. 3-4 defenses don't offer that much penetration, but they offer a little bit more buffer. Aaron Donald excels being fast, right? I mean, he's super strong. He's a freak of nature. But I really don't think you want Aaron Donald rushing Josh Allen or being a pass rusher. I would rather give the attack, right? I would rather give the blow to Aaron Donald other than sitting back and receiving it. We want to basically have Aaron Donald react to us. We don't want Aaron Donald reacting, right? So when you look at that, I really think the Buffalo Bills should be concerned about Aaron Donald rushing against Josh Allen. And then you consider the other facts with Ashawn Robinson and Greg Gaines not being that great. I think the Bills could think about running the football, but it also takes their linebackers. And they did bring in Bobby Wagner, one of the other best players in the NFL, dominant linebacker, but he's also fast. Like, he could run sideline and sideline. He's great in coverage. He's great against the run too. But I think to slow down the LA Rams defense, running the football is the way to go here. And what did the Buffalo Bills do this offseason? We bring in Aaron Kromer, one of the most dynamic running coaches in the NFL. He led the Buffalo Bills in NFL, had the number 1 rushing attack in the NFL when he coached here before under Rex Ryan. This guy is bringing so much to the Buffalo Bills offense that no one is really expecting right now. And I really think the Buffalo Bills are going to rely heavily on running the football this game. And all the reasons why I believe that is really think about Dawson Knox, right, who really hasn't been around due to the loss of his brother. But Bobby Wagner being as good as he is, Leonard Floyd is also another great linebacker. So when you're looking at those matchups there, I don't know, like Dawson Knox versus Bobby Wagner and Leonard Floyd, I would say they probably have the advantage there. And then you have to look at the perimeter on the outside. We have Stefon Diggs going against Jalen Ramsey. I mean, gosh, that's a tough matchup. And I know the reason why Stefon Diggs likes Buffalo and Josh Allen is because he's still willing to take those chances. Josh Allen is still going to be looking at Stefon Diggs. If Diggs is open against Jalen Ramsey, he's going to get the ball, without a doubt. So I really think Stefon Diggs has a chance at scoring a touchdown or at least making a big splash play in this game, but I don't think it's going to be a huge dynamic game for Stefon Diggs. And then you look at the other side, right? Gabe Davis, first time being a true number 2 wide receiver for the Bills. He is going to be going against David Long, 75 overall. Gabe Davis going against David Long. And I think that's definitely an advantage for the Bills. I think we're going to be looking more at Gabe Davis there. Troy Hill, their nickel cornerback, was just brought in. He did play for the Rams before, but he was brought back to the LA Rams. He's going to be playing slot. So Troy Hill versus Isaiah McKenzie, that's a tough matchup for Isaiah McKenzie, for Jamison Crowder. Really the person and wide receiver that has the best advantage to me here is Gabe Davis versus David Long. See in the top right that Gabe Davis is 81 overall, Isaiah McKenzie is 77 overall, Dawson Knox is 84 overall, and Stefon Diggs is listed as 96 overall. Isaiah McKenzie was 77 overall, Troy Hill is 77 overall, Gabe Davis was 81 overall, David Long is 75 overall. So statistically here, looking at it, Gabe Davis has the biggest advantage. You could look and see that Jamison Crowder is 79 overall, but not having a rapport with Josh Allen yet. Isaiah McKenzie and Josh Allen, because it's a pair. It's not just that player. The quarterback has to be on the same page as this wide receiver. So I think Josh Allen plus Isaiah McKenzie is greater than Josh Allen plus Jamison Crowder right now. When it comes to running the football, look at Devin Singletary at 82, James Cook at 76, and Zach Moss at 73. I really think that we're going to see James Cook blast one off in this game. James Cook, in my wholehearted opinion, is going to have a huge run in this game under Aaron Kromer and this new rushing attack. He's just going to take it straight to the house. Devin Singletary and Zach Moss, unfortunately, they haven't been in a scheme where they've opened up running lanes. And I'm hoping that Devin Singletary and Zach Moss, they see it, but they don't have that breakaway speed. And with Aaron Kromer and this new offensive rushing attack, I think James Cook has a huge shot at blasting one off in this game. And the other reason why I believe the Buffalo Bills may consider running the football a lot more in this game is really because of our defense. We already discussed it. Trey White is not in this game for the Buffalo Bills, and the LA Rams have one of the best wide receivers in the game with Cooper Kupp winning NFL MVP last year, completely destroying the game. He's so smart, and he has a physical specimen too, so it's going to be a hard task. And who do we have as corners right now? A rookie and Kaiir Elam, who's rated 74 overall, and Dane Jackson, who is 68 overall. And some things I want you to keep in mind is that Dane Jackson is 5'11". He's just under 6 foot. Kaiir Elam is over 6 foot. So to me, Kaiir Elam, he's a little bit more physical of a cornerback when comparing him to Dane Jackson. Dane Jackson, he's a little bit shiftier, I would say, maybe a little bit top speed faster than Kaiir Elam. The slot corner for the Bills is Taron Johnson, who is 83 overall, who technically right now, without Trey White being on the football field, is the next best corner on this football field. And I know Sean McVay and Cooper Kupp, they're smart enough to know that why would we have our wide receiver and Cooper Kupp go against their best corner. Cooper Kupp is smart. He could play all over the field. He knows every single position on the field. So I think they're going to do whatever they can to get Cooper Kupp not matched up against Taron Johnson. So we could very well see Cooper Kupp on the outside versus Kaiir Elam versus Dane Jackson, which is a nightmare matchup. So Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, their attention is going to have to be focused on that. Therefore, I think it could very well open up the middle of the field, which leads me to the next point here with Tremaine Edmunds being in a contract year, wanting to step up here, especially in coverage. Having a new Bob Babbage coach who worked with the cornerbacks last year is now the Buffalo Bills linebacker coach, trying to get Tremaine Edmunds to make more splash plays. Well, this is his opportunity going against Tyler Higbee, 6'6" Tyler Higbee, who's a dynamic specimen. So if we want to see Tremaine Edmunds take a leap here and pay him what he thinks is right, this is a great matchup to see. Tremaine Edmunds versus Tyler Higbee. This is going to be a great matchup to watch. I think Tyler Higbee could get one off on the Bills. Even Matt Milano versus Tyler Higbee. It's going to be a tough matchup. When you take our attention to Cooper Kupp, it's going to open up other things. Now, is Leslie Frazier and the Buffalo Bills and Sean McDermott going to play dumb? Are we going to be stubborn to Cooper Kupp and believe in our defense and just disregard the fact that Cooper Kupp is that amazing? We will see. Again, our pass rush could get to Matthew Stafford. So if we get to Matthew Stafford, if we force that ball out quick, not allowing Cooper Kupp to find those openings in our defense, we should be in good shape. Here is the LA Rams offense. We could see Allen Robinson, 83 overall, playing on the perimeter, and Van Jefferson, another player no one is really talking about for the LA Rams, and I think is going to be a huge factor for the LA Rams in this game. But Van Jefferson is 77 overall. It's going to be really interesting. And also Cooper Kupp, clearly the best wide receiver probably in the game. Tyler Higbee, I already mentioned, 6'6", is 84 overall. Matthew Stafford is 86 overall. And their running backs are fairly weak, I think, to be honest. Cam Akers and Darnell Henderson, they're not the greatest running backs. I think they do offer a 1-2 punch there, a little bit different styles. And I think the LA Rams are really going to try to test the Buffalo Bills, especially knowing that we kind of struggled last year early in the season against the run. So Sean McVay, they should test that. They know what we're capable of on offense, slinging that ball around. So the LA Rams, I think, are going to try to come out running the football against the Buffalo Bills. But knowing what we know about the Buffalo Bills, I don't think that's going to work. We're definitely going to be stopping the run against the LA Rams with Shaq Lawson, Jordan Phillips, and all these added pieces. There's no way they're going to be running the football against us. So I think we're going to make the LA Rams start passing the football. Plus, Cam Akers and Darrell Henderson really don't have the best hands. Both of their catch rating is 67 overall. And really offensively, I think the Buffalo Bills are going to really come out and set the tone running the football. We're just going to keep running the football and seeing how that works. We want to develop that early this year. It's something that Ken Dorsey spoke about, having a new identity, having a new pulse on this offense. Now, don't get me wrong, if running it doesn't work, if we fail to run the ball successfully, a key element to this is running up the score. I think it is important to run up the score just because of how capable the LA Rams are. This truly is an area that the Buffalo Bills need to improve upon. Game management, wearing the clock out late in games, not wearing our defense out. Buffalo Bills clearly have some huge advantages, plus the addition of Von Miller, knowing the LA Rams, Roger Saffold also playing with the LA Rams a few seasons ago. Just the additions, the overall upgrades that the Buffalo Bills have made to this team going into 2022 compared with the LA Rams downgrades, especially to that offensive line, really helps and benefits the Buffalo Bills going into this game. Now us not having Trey White and having a rookie out there as well as Dane Jackson, who isn't the tallest, most physical cornerback going against physical 6'2" wide receivers on the perimeter, and Allen Robinson and Van Jefferson, plus Cooper Kupp could play on the outside, could play on the inside. It's going to be a tough matchup for the Bills, and I really think Tremaine Edmunds and Tyler Higbee against 6'6" Tyler Higbee, it's going to be a great matchup to watch. We have to get after Matthew Stafford with a dynamic pass rush. We really got to slaughter him. Ken Dorsey and Aaron Cromer and James Cook and this new offensive attack that the Buffalo Bills plan on rolling out here in 2022. I really think the Buffalo Bills are going to showcase everything that we had waiting for this offseason. With 13 seconds left, with all the baggage and Josh Allen getting rated the 13th best player in the NFL, Bills Mafia, strap up your buckles, baby. We gonna get ready. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, subscribing for future content. I'm going to be releasing more videos coming out soon discussing the Buffalo Bills versus LA Rams, more matchups, and more future details. Go Bills! Peace!